There is a woman who walks into a room, not loudly, not flamboyantly, but something shifts. People notice, not because of beauty in the conventional sense, not because of charm alone, but because of something deeper, more ancient, more real. She is not chasing validation. She carries within her a presence shaped not by ego, but by a profound understanding of self. And this is what makes her irresistible. Carl Jung once said, "The privilege of a lifetime is to become who you truly are." The woman I speak of is not a product of trends or the opinions of others. She is the result of inner work, of conscious evolution. And what makes her so compelling is not what she wears, how she speaks, or even what she knows. It is the habits she has cultivated in the silent chambers of her psyche. At the first is radical self-awareness. This woman does not run from her shadow. She has sat in the dark with her own fears, looked into the mirror of her flaws, and emerged not with perfection, but with authenticity. She knows what triggers her, and she owns her emotions without projecting them onto others. She is not reactive. She is responsive. And this grounded energy creates an unshakable magnetism. The second is emotional sovereignty. She does not beg for love, nor manipulate to receive it. She gives because she chooses to, not because she is empty. She has learned to fill her own cup, and therefore, when she loves, it is whole. It is whole. When she listens, it is with presence, and when she walks away, it is with dignity. People are drawn to her not because they can use her, but because they feel seen and safe in her presence. The third is integrity of word and deed. She speaks what she means and lives what she believes. She is not interested in playing roles. She has no appetite for masks. In a world where people are performing for approval, her truth becomes rare and therefore priceless. You cannot manipulate her with praise, nor control her with criticism. She is centered in her own inner compass. Fourth, she has cultivated the habit of deep listening, not just to others, but to herself. The whispers of intuition, the wisdom of dreams, the soft guidance of the unconscious, she honors them all. This connection to her inner world makes her decisions wise, her boundaries firm, and her relationships meaningful. She doesn't need noise to fill silence. She understands that silence often holds the deepest truths. Fifth, she practices grace under fire. Not because she avoids confrontation, but because she no longer needs to win every battle. She knows when to speak and when to be silent. Her strength lies not in domination, but in discernment. She chooses peace not from weakness, but from power. And that power, calm, restrained, focused, commands respect without ever asking for it. And finally, she embodies presence. Not the kind that demands attention, but the kind that invites it. She is fully there in conversation, in emotion, in stillness. She's not scrolling through life, not escaping into distraction. She is here. And in her presence, others feel more present too. That is her magic. You see, these 6 habits are not accidental. They are born from pain, from reflection, from confronting the wild landscape of the inner self. The mature woman who becomes irresistible is not trying to be desired. She has simply made herself whole. And wholeness in a fragmented world is the most seductive quality of all. There is a kind of woman who doesn't need to chase, impress, or persuade. Her presence alone speaks louder than her words. She moves through life with a quiet authority, not because she seeks control, but because she has mastered herself. She is not perfect, nor does she pretend to be. Instead, she has met herself fully. The light, the dark, the beauty, the chaos. And in doing so, she has become whole. Carl Jung taught that until you make the unconscious conscious, it will direct your life, and you will call it fate. The woman we speak of has turned toward her unconscious. She has danced with her shadow rather than denied it. And this inner work, the painful, unglamorous excavation of self, is what makes her so undeniably magnetic. The first habit she holds is emotional alchemy. She does not suppress her emotions or weaponize them. She understands their root. When rage rises, she does not explode. She inquires. When grief surfaces, she does not numb. She honors. By facing her feelings rather than fearing them, she transmutes pain into wisdom. People are drawn to her because she is emotionally fluent. She holds space not only for others, but for herself. She does not demand healing from the outside because she knows how to generate it from within. The second is conscious shadow integration. She has taken time to meet the parts of herself she once rejected, the envy, the control, the fear, the neediness. But rather than letting these aspects define her, she has brought them into awareness. She does not pretend to be only love and light. She knows her darkness and has befriended it. This makes her dangerous in the best way. You cannot shame her with her flaws because she has already claimed them. Third, she practices non-attachment to approval. The mature woman no longer lives to be liked. She does not bend herself into acceptable shapes to please the collective. This detachment is not coldness, it is clarity. She knows that external validation is fickle, and she refuses to build her worth on unstable ground. This makes her irresistibly grounded. People feel the difference between someone needing to be chosen and someone who has already chosen herself. The fourth habit is sacred boundaries. Sacred boundaries. She has moved past the phase of overgiving. She no longer seeks worth through self-abandonment. Her no is not an act of rebellion. It is an act of reverence. She does not explain herself unnecessarily, nor does she dilute her truth to maintain harmony. This self-respect radiates. It creates a gravitational field around her. People sense that being close to her is a privilege, not a right. Fifth, she has cultivated stillness in chaos. Not because she has never broken down, but because she has learned how to rebuild herself from the ruins. Her nervous system is not at the mercy of every trigger. She does not seek constant stimulation or external distraction. She has made peace with her own company. And from this inner sanctuary, she moves deliberately. Others feel safe in her calm, even if they cannot explain why. And sixth, she embodies truth as frequency. She does not just speak truth, she lives in alignment with it. Whether through her silence, her gaze, her decisions, or her walk, there is an energetic coherence to her. She does not seek to persuade you with words. Her energy speaks for her. Because she has nothing to hide, nothing to perform, and nothing to chase, her presence alone disrupts illusions. This truth is not loud, but it is unmistakable. There's a certain myth that strength in a woman must be loud, hard, or self-sacrificing. But the truth is far more nuanced. The mature woman who becomes truly irresistible is not born from comfort, nor from surface-level affirmations. She is not the product of perfection, but of deep inner discipline. Her allure is not a tactic. It is a reflection of the internal architecture she has spent years constructing. Carl Jung believed that wholeness comes not from repressing one's chaos, but from transforming it. And that transformation demands discipline, not the rigid, punishing kind, but the sacred discipline of self-awareness, emotional mastery, and psychological responsibility. The woman forged in this fire is rare. She does not demand admiration, she naturally commands it. The first inner discipline is self-honesty without self-hate. This woman is brutally clear with herself. Her clarity comes from knowing exactly who she is and what she allows into her field. This doesn't come from arrogance, it comes from deep inner hygiene. People respect her without knowing why. It's because her energy doesn't lie. Second, she has mastered the art of embodied stillness. She is not frantic, not rushing, not trying to fill space. Her stillness is not passive, it is powerful. She moves with intention. She listens with her whole body. She pauses before she speaks. In a world addicted to speed and noise, her pace is a disruption. It is a disruption. She creates space around her, and in that space others become more present. It is not what she does, it is how she holds herself. Third is subconscious alignment. Her unconscious is not at war with her conscious self. She has brought light to her hidden motives, her suppressed emotions, her unspoken desires. Because she is not fragmented internally, she doesn't send mixed signals. Her presence feels safe because it is coherent. You don't feel like she's pretending or holding something back. Her authenticity doesn't need to be announced, it's experienced. Fourth is attunement to subtlety. She notices what others miss, the micro-expressions, the shifts in energy, the words not said. Her sensitivity is not weakness, it's a kind of intelligence. She can walk into a room and sense the emotional weather without needing to analyze it. This gives her a mysterious edge. People feel seen around her, even if she hasn't spoken. Her awareness penetrates deeper than surface-level interaction. It is the kind of attention that feels like intimacy without touch. The fifth habit is magnetic neutrality. She is not trying to be liked, approved of, or desired. She is not chasing or resisting. She is simply being. This neutrality is powerful. It disarms ego games, dissolves power struggles, and leaves others curious. When she speaks, it is because there is something worth saying. When she stays silent, it is never empty. Her presence becomes a mirror. Others see themselves more clearly in her field. Not because she reveals them, but because she refuses to hide herself. And sixth, she embodies quiet self-ownership. She does not ask for permission to exist. She does not shrink in the face of intensity or inflate in the face of praise. She is rooted in herself, her body, her values, her worth. Her values, her worth. This self-possession is not loud or flashy. It is grounded and immovable. She can sit in silence, make eye contact, and hold space in a way that makes others lean in. Her aura does not shout, but it echoes.